taxes, gun control. It's sick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's a cultural shame. They want you to think owning a gun makes you a white, racist Southerner. You know, when I go out to these open carry rallies, yeah, there's a lot of white people there, but you also have black people. You also have women. It's not just a white male dominated.
Do you feel welcome there?
Oh, yeah. And, you know, most of the people I know, whether it's Grisham or Justin, the other open carry guys, a lot of them are white. And, you know, I've never felt out of place or, you know.
In fact, you're friends with a lot of folks. We can go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
I don't look at what color you are. You don't either. But that's what these socialists do. The truth is, Jakari, we're liberals in the Thomas Jefferson sense. We want freedom for everybody. We hang out with whoever we want. We're not looking at skin color. The controlled left, all they've got is race now, and they're invoking all these white racists to come out of the woodwork. We know they've got bots spamming InfoWars with racist garbage from both sides to get us all fighting with each other. We've got to stop it. I want to get into race war with you after Reverend Childress leaves us. I want to keep you with us. Someone, Larry Nichols, joins us. He's a big guest. He used to be basically Bill Clinton's right-hand man when he was governor. Exposed a lot of the murders, Clinton Chronicles. They've tried to kill him before. Everything he's written about with Hillary is now coming true. He's going to be joining us. Normally, I'd cancel a guest with something big like this happening, but he understands how their politics work, so stay with us. Reverend Childress, thank you for holding. Thank you for coming on short notice. Last time we had you on, it was about the fact that you spontaneously had already started All Black Lives Matter. One of my crew had the idea to do it, too. We didn't even know that you were doing it when we called you to get you to comment on it, to try to point out that all Black Lives Matter. Of course, I'm making the parallel here. Yes, 9 lives are terrible that have been lost. This is a terrible situation. Obviously a mentally ill, racist, crazy person who also has a horrible chili bowl haircut, who was on psychotropics, we're now learning. But what about the tens of millions of blacks that were cut up in the womb cold-bloodedly as well? The police in Obama keep talking about how cold-blooded it was to go sit down with people in a church, and it was super cold-blooded. But isn't it more cold-blooded to kill babies and then go have lunch?
Oh, there's no question about that. But your audience and myself, I'm not as intuitive as I would like to be. There's something systemic about this. I really believe you do have an excellent observation, as if that this is being enticed, or this young man on a drug was given instructions. It's amazing to me that he picked such a historical place, a site that would be endeared by African Americans, in order to go in and cause this carnage.
That's right. He wasn't. That's a great point. He wasn't just trying to kill black people. He wanted to stir folks up, or whoever advised him. I mean, does anybody believe this chili bowl haircut guy that looks like he's got a 70 IQ? I mean, he looks, I don't mean to be mean, he looks mentally disabled. He looks like Dumb and Dumber. Does anybody believe he would be, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I appreciate it, because it appears to me that he was coerced, that this is where that jargon, from what I understand, he was saying inside the church is typical old Klan language to entice white men to join the Klan. But it's like almost like overkill, like they were giving him what to say so it would be directed towards the Klan. I mean, it was kind of weird to me hearing some of the comments that he made before he allowed this one young lady to live. But why is, and once again, South Carolina. Now, you know, out of all the police issues, the one involving Walter Scott was the most blatant, and now you have this incident. South Carolina really is going to have to call on the church, call on his faith. There must be peace. And of course, Al Sharpton and Jesse are already there. I don't know really how this is all going to turn out, but it is, as you say, someone unquestionably, systemically, is trying to cause race indifference, race war. I'm just going to be plain and simple. And if I would have picked all the states to do it, I would have had to say, when I thought about it, yes, South Carolina, because they should have been reeling from the Walter Scott situation. Now you have this young man picking a historical black church, one with a history, one with a state senator. And you're right, a state senator in these times and days needs to know he has to be armed. He has to be able to protect himself or have someone there. And you pick that particular historical black institution, that site, which I understand, I think my wife just told me that it's also been defined by the state as historical to do this. So I think we may not ever get to the bottom of it, but I think it was coerced. I think it was planned.
See, when I first came on, I said I don't want to jump to conclusions, and my gut tells me he might have actually done the shooting, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't wound up. And then I said if he was given amnesics, then we know it's a setup, because McVeigh, Sirhan, and others, amnesics came up, and they didn't remember anything. And like I said, my dad's a retired oral surgeon and dentist. When people would come in for sedation dentistry, he'd give them Halcyon. And if you take Halcyon, I don't want to give out too many details, give folks ideas, but you can give somebody a large dose of that, and you can pretty much give them a gun and say, kill that person. Or you can say, stick your hand in this, this garbage disposal. It's mind control. And that's just one drug in the whole class. Now we learn, and it's in the news, that he was on a drug that is beyond psychotropic, that is in the amnesic class. So that's exactly what I would expect to see. I mean, this is really looking bad. And like you said, I'd forgotten that, but studying the Klan back in college, because, they have you in U.S. history, do a whole semester basically on it, that Klan, that's how they would recruit. They're getting our white women. Oh, my God.
Yes.
This is textbook. This just sounds like, well, the Southern Poverty Law Center was running the Elohim City white supremacist compound. I'm just saying, it sounds like something out of Central Casting. So you're saying in your gut, this looks kind of like it's been messed with here, Reverend?
You will find out, or maybe you won't find out. It's obviously textbook. I think they feel, because of the tensions already, that people won't look and to see indeed that this is some type of subterfuge by those who sit in high places. Let's face it, they're the only ones that can pull this off. But that language certainly was a tip-off. The fact that they would leave someone there, is almost that was the instructions for him to do. This is the way you do this. Now, if he's really smart, nobody walks out, okay? But if he's been basically coerced or constrained to do this, obviously he is a guinea pig, or he's the scapegoat for something a lot bigger.
Sure, well, the mainstream media is going to demonize us for bringing this up and even questioning, but if there's a long history of staged and provocateur events, we'd be crazy not to. But look at the perfect timing with the White House, the Justice Department caught running a false flag, Fast and Furious, with the guns. It came out CBS News. They were going to blame the Second Amendment. I mean, that was the plan. They've got a history. It's all they've got with black unemployment doubling, the abortions, black folks waking up. Is they're really pushing a race war?
It's now, I'm really going out there, but these things are coming to me very strongly. This is done just before the Juneteenth celebrations this weekend. You will have across the nation African Americans gathering together for Black Pride. A lot of it is basically some of it to blame the established order for our issues and problems. But they're going to be gathering.
I'm going to skip this break. It's too important. I'm sorry. Last break I'm skipping, but please continue. This is Bombshell. So everybody gets together, gets motivated, and then is directed by Obama, go after the guns. So take the tragedy, take all the pain, the whole history of abuse, and then fuse it in as a weapon of anti-gun. It's genius. It's perfect timing.
Well, yes, I hate to say it's evil genius, but it's genius because you have some of these speakers at these rallies that are basically, let's face it, I'm an African-American, they hate America. And they will take this will be the topic of every speech in every celebration across America.
That's right.
This weekend.
Wow, you really tied it all together. Last night, I've been talking about it. I've been having an ominous bad feeling. I mean, I said it yesterday on air.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while.
And I said I think it could be race war because I can see all this hype. And by race war, I mean get everybody, idiots, white and black, killing each other. Won't be like a general, like everybody kills each other. Me and Jakari, go get in a fist fight. But they're hyping this discord, hyping this manipulation. And I was on the Red Guard website, Facebook, and I was looking at their L.A. chapter and their Oregon chapter. And it was like, the time's coming. The only good pig's a dead pig. We're warming up. We're getting ready. And then I learned they're foundation funded. They got professors handling them. And they're really coming out of dry ice, activating everywhere. And that's just a sign, like a fever blister rising up or eczema that you're sick inside. the sores are coming up, and the super hardcore left is like activating right now and getting ready to make their move, and the red flags are coming out. I'm telling you, this summer is going to be big, and if they hype this enough, then racist blacks are going to kill whites, racist whites are going to kill blacks, mentally ill people are going to start doing stuff, and they could really kick something off. I'm really concerned.
And it's also 3 weeks away from the NAACP convention in Philadelphia.
Perfect timing.
Where I will be at doing my thing, but we won't talk about that.
Well, Reverend Childers, impart more deep knowledge and discernment on us, because this just makes me nauseated to see us played, whether it was staged or not. They're going to use the crisis to go after the guns and stir everybody up and divert from the anti-human agenda that's particularly aimed at black people from the globalist.
I will clearly say this, and there's not a person in America that could doubt me on this, that if you were going to do something like this, this is the perfect time. People are making their speeches now for what they're going to say Saturday, and some begin on Friday, even all through the weekend. So if you're going to have a theme across America,
Thursday's perfect
to African Americans, this is the day. This is the day we finalize our sermons for the pulpit. This is it. And I'm saying to myself, who is doing this? I don't want to really believe who's doing it, but it's obvious people who are very well endowed, situated, and are in a position to profit from it. So I was on the phone this morning when I heard about it, and we discussed this ministerially. I said, come on, look at the timing on this. Look at who's doing it. Look, that speech he gave as he left, of course, will now be being said across America.
And now they admit he was on this amnesic drug. I mean, he's on a literal mind control drug.
This guy doesn't seem that smart to pull it off. I agree with what Reverend Childers
said. It takes a lot of will. I don't mean to interrupt. It takes a lot of will to reload and kill 9 people in cold blood. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Just to echo off what he was saying, he may very well had these tendencies to go out here and do this, but if, let's say, he was in his white supremacist group or whatever, and he mentions this to people like, well, if you're going to do it, you may try to do it, this week. And
they would have a federal handler in there like they did at Elohim City, Southern Poverty Law Center, winding everybody up.
Yeah. It's he made some great points.
Months ago, this was planned. You have a very, very skilled enemy. Months ago, this kid was prepped for this week. And there's events going on in Selma this weekend. There's events going on in every major.
And the movies have come out. Everything's been timed. Just like Pearl Harbor came out right before 9/11. And again, I'm not saying the government did 9/11. They allowed it to take place. That's now been basically leaked and declassified. You can see the whole rollout, Reverend Childers. I'm so glad I got you on, because you just crystallized it all for me. How do we avert this? How do we stop them? As Europe goes into depression this week with runs on the banks happening now.
Wow. Well, I didn't know that, but it's certainly the recipe for total chaos in America because of all the incidences leading to this one. I believe that they thought this would be the one to tip everything over. Once again, if the church is the church, we turn the other cheek. We stand up, we protest, we demand love. This is what Martin said, that we were to protest in Christian love. And we really look at this situation and not view all Caucasian as the sentiments that this young man has expressed, but also know that we're being set up. I'm praying that people would recognize that this is all a setup, and that they get back to our church. This also should wake the church up. The church has been sleeping. Now you need the church for peace.
Wow, look at the priming, look at the preparations, look at for the gear up. Reverend Childers, we've got to have you on every day on the nightly news and the radio for the next. No, I'm telling you, because you, with your knowledge, experiencing this in your life, being on the front lines, you really have knowledge that I don't have. I've got knowledge you don't have. Jakari's got knowledge I don't have. I have knowledge. All of us together, trying to look at this. I'm getting chills right now because because you can see all the preparation building towards this. This is the big move, is a race war to bring in total chaos and then total federalization with this evil Justice Department. They've even gotten rid of the other attorney general who had baggage to put the new one in for the political persecutions of conservatives and Christians. They're dropping the hammer.